I look like a mother with 3 children. I mean, I look stunning. Why do I look so serious? I'm not really like dying for it. I don't know. I just look like kind of preppy and ridiculous either way. Now you may be asking yourself, what version of Anna Lauren are we getting today? Once I figure that out, you will be the first to know. Today, I am filming Layering 101. This video has been requested for the past several months underneath practically every single video I have posted. So I'm gonna bring this back to basics. I'm gonna go into detail, and I know that there are many of you out there who are very experienced in this area, and you might not need any tips at all. But I'm hoping that this is helpful for those of you who do have questions. So the number one rule when it comes to layering is that there are no rules. Play around. You do you. Have fun with it. Experiment. You know, it's a way to express yourself. Try different things, but this is what I do and what has worked best for me. So when I first started layering perfumes, I would hear people recommending to spray the strongest fragrance first as your base layer, and then your second scent spray directly on top of that. But in my experience, I found that whenever I did that, one fragrance was always drowning out the other, and I really couldn't smell that second perfume. And that pretty much defeated the point of layering for me, because I was just predominantly smelling that one stronger perfume. It didn't matter how much I was spraying that second scent, I wasn't getting that perfect blend of the two perfumes. But if spraying right on top of each other works for you and you're getting that perfect blend of the fragrances, keep doing that. Like, by all means, do what works for you. But for myself, how I layer is, for example, if I'm spraying here with one scent, I will spray next to it with the other, and then I find personally that I just get a better layering experience. However, I will say that that's a great tip, layering directly on top of each other when you're wanting to extend the life of your fragrance. So you can absolutely use a fragrance as a base layer to amplify the longevity. Specific notes really aid in that. Specifically when you use fragrances with a prominent ambroxan or isoe super note. The Escentric molecules line is very popular for that. I will also use fragrances like Rosendo Mateu No. 5 and Baccarat Rouge 540 for this purpose. And then I will also use scented lotions, or you can use fragrance oils as well as a base for your fragrances, and that will aid in the longevity and projection. So we layer to increase longevity, to amplify specific notes, or to introduce new ones that complement the other perfume. So I'll give you some examples. And I've mentioned a lot of these combos before because obviously I wear them, but I'm bringing them up as examples and then also mentioning them so you can have them in one video to reference for layering recommendations. So let's take Parfum de Marly Cassili, for example. This is a gorgeous, fruity, floral, feminine fragrance. It smells sunny, happy, uplifting. This is a great spring perfume. It has a prominent note of frangipani. It has a tart red currant note, and it's not listed, but I absolutely get a prominent peachy vibe. There is a vanilla note in the base in here, and I really enjoy this perfume, but I love it. Like, just so freakishly addicting when I amplify that vanilla note. It just brings it to a 10, and I honestly never wear this fragrance on its own anymore because it's just absolutely killer layered with Kayali Vanilla 28. It literally smells like peaches just dipped and drenched in this brown sugared vanilla. Absolutely mouthwatering, so ridiculously complimented. Like, I do be smelling like a whole snack. So if you enjoy a perfume but you're like, I just wish that like this note was like drawn out more, or this was more prominent, more amplified. Layer it with a perfume that has that note that you're looking for, and then it can turn a fragrance that you enjoy into a scent that you just are obsessed with. So now an example of introducing new notes that will complement your other perfume. We're starting with Replica Jazz Club. This is a super sexy, unisex, leaning a little bit masculine scent. It's smooth, it's boozy from the rum. We have dry tobacco leaf, a touch of vanilla. There's a woodiness, a little bit of like a fresh, spicy quality. So sexy, so good. But introducing new notes to this profile, I've seen many times like on the internet, so I'm not like claiming that I've come up with this combo in particular, but people will layer this often with Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. I don't own that, so my choice would be Navitus Venom of Love. And this is like a dark chocolate covered, dark juicy cherry. And cherry pairs so well with notes like tobacco, vanilla, rum. It just makes it more sexy, more addictive. It adds like this bit of a gourmand quality to this scent profile. And if you're just starting to get into fragrances and you're like, I have no clue what kind of notes pair well together, Fragrantica is a great resource for this. So the more research you do, the more time you spend with all of this, you'll notice like when you're looking at the note breakdown of all these different fragrances, you'll start to see repeats of notes that are often paired together, and you over time you will learn like, okay, like this goes really well with this. And then you can come up with your own concoctions. When it comes to very complex scents, I like to steer away from layering those just because I don't want to overcomplicate things and make it smell like there's way too much going on. It can work from time to time, but I feel like overall more complex scents do better standing on their own, or if they're paired with then a simpler fragrance. A very easy way to start with layering is layering perfumes that have a common dominant note. 2 woody scents, 2 vanilla scents, 2 fruity scents, etc. People will ask me, how much do you spray of this? How much do you spray of that? It all comes down to trial and error, and it's very individual to the fragrance, because you have fragrances that are so insanely strong, and then you have others that you really need to go to town and overspray. So it really just depends on the performance of each scent. Let's say you have 2 fragrances with equal performance. Now you can of course spray them an equal amount of times to get this shared experience, this like equal blend of the 2 scent profiles, or you can of course spray a little bit more of one, a little bit less of another to amp up a specific profile. So with this duo, for example, let's say we predominantly want a vanilla experience that day. Obviously, we're going more heavy-handed on this one, and you just want like a touch of that floral fruitiness. Then, you know, we're going a little less on this. You want more of the floral fruity, you're wanting more of a Cassili moment that day with just a touch of the amplified vanilla. A little less on this. I would also like to note, I think it's quite important and it sometimes goes overlooked, make sure the deodorant that you are wearing meshes well with your scent of the day. If you're wearing unscented deodorant, it's not a problem. But I know a lot of people do use scented deodorant, okay? And you do not want to be clashing scent profiles, because then it doesn't matter if your deodorant smells good and your perfume smells good. If it does not mesh, you're gonna be smelling funky. Some people will ask me, how do you figure out good layering combinations? One, like I said, it comes with experience, knowing what kind of notes go well together, but also it's a trial and error kind of situation. So a good way to just test it first is grab a test strip and spray both perfumes on that. Does it smell pretty good? Does it work? I mean, obviously that's giving you a general idea. It's going to perform differently on your skin, but then you will have an idea. And then I recommend, if you haven't gone with a layering combo before, test it out at home. You're not going anywhere, okay? You're not going on this important date and just going crazy with your combo ideas. Just test it at home. If you're trying a perfume combo, put on some unscented lotion on your wrist as a base. Spray one, then the other, either on top of each other or next to each other. Choose your method. And then you'll know. And if you hate it, you can just wash it off real easy. It's a fun way to essentially create new perfumes in your collection. So now I'll just give you some pairings that I will often combine for some inspiration. And I won't dwell on them for too long because I have mentioned a lot of these before, so I'll just kind of like rapid fire through them. Zara Ebony Wood. It smells like a dark enchanted forest. It obviously has dark ebony wood. It has clove, pink pepper, so it's spicy, it's deep, it's unique. But it's unisex, leaning masculine, and it's not listed, but I do detect this very slight cherry undertone. So obviously, to make it more addictive and to amplify that, boom. Another one that I like to layer with this. By the way, this is like one of my go-to layering perfumes because I really love the gourmand quality that this adds to so many fragrances, but I also really enjoy making this scent profile more complex because this is like a straightforward boozy chocolate cherry. So to add complexity and to give this a gourmand touch, BDK Velvet Tonka. And this has a prominent almond note, like a dark, mysterious almond. I just love it. It's by far my favorite almond fragrance. And often, I'm sure, I know many of you already know this, but maybe some of you won't. Sometimes almond notes in perfumery will have a cherry-like facet to them. So that's a pairing. That's just like an easy, like go-to. You know it's going to go well together. And you'll see that in many cherry fragrances. You'll see almond, tobacco, tonka bean, boozy notes, wood, spices, stuff like that. And this has a lot of those shared notes. I mentioned this earlier, but Baccarat Rouge 540 goes so well with so many different scent profiles because it's just that airy, woody, raw sugar, cotton candy, toasted kind of experience. So you want to amplify the longevity, or you just want to add that like addictive, like sweet factor to another perfume, great. I will layer this with ebony wood as well, make it a bit more feminine, a little bit more approachable because it, like I said, it is a unique scent. Cherry in Baccarat Rouge 540. All over the internet. You see this recommended with Lost Cherry all the time. This pairing, incredible. This was a recommendation from my friend Ichlaus on Instagram. She also has a TikTok. She is incredible. She is so positive, kind, informative, such a beautiful person inside and out. And when I think of her, like these are her signature scents. She talks about them all the time, and she's mentioned this combo. Show-stopping, game-changing. Byredo Bal is citrusy, chic, clean, addictive. It has this gorgeous vetiver note. It has very well-blended florals. Nothing like jumps out at me, but there is this addictive, airy sweetness that does not smell like Baccarat Rouge, by the way, but there is this addictive, airy sweetness in the background that is honestly my favorite part about this fragrance. And so then when you layer this with it, it just amplifies that quality and you just smell unreal. And this will then help Baccarat Rouge 540 like tone down on that sweetness a bit as well. It just adds that freshness. It complements it so well. Some lotion pairings. Okay, Bath & Body Works is my favorite place to go for scented lotions. I love their body creams. The scent lasts forever on your skin. They obviously have so many different options. They're at an affordable price point. I always get mine during the semi-annual sale to save the most. This one right here, Cinnamon and Sandalwood, a part of their aromatherapy line. I smelled this and immediately I was like, this was made, okay, to be paired with these two right here, okay? Micallef Note Vanille and Jessica Simpson Fancy. This is boozy, warm, woody, vanilla, like scrumptious, like just addictive. And put this on as a base. Put this right over top. Honey, the compliments, the way the compliments roll in, unbelievable, unstoppable. And the same thing goes with this. This has a similar scent profile to Notes Vanillee, but this is more girly, where this is like unisex. It's more sweet. There are fruity notes in here as well, but oh my gosh, it's just like a warm, cozy, cocooning experience. And there's no cinnamon listed in this one, but I feel like if you told me there was, I could detect it a little bit. And this, by the way, is not cinnamon overload. This is such a smooth, warm, inviting blend. It only lists cinnamon and sandalwood, but there's vanilla in here, okay? You cannot tell me otherwise. And I feel like I pick up a booziness from the scent as well. It literally says cozy right here. Telling you that's what it is. And I not only smell inviting and delicious and delectable, but I also just smell refined and polished. This one also, I will say, does add like a sophistication to Jessica Simpson's Fancy. It grounds it a bit more, and I will say this pairing actually helps it smell a bit more like Notes Vanillee. So if that is out of your price range, go with that. This pairing I've mentioned several times. I don't know if this is available at the moment. I have stated this in a previous video, not 100% sure, but I've heard through the grapevine that Among the Clouds is the same scent as this, but repackaged with a different name. So if you can't get this, try that. But this is Dedcool Red Dakota. Such a cool, edgy, like wildly different citrus scent. And there's like this darkness to it. It smells like the dark rind of an orange peel, but then it's creamy. Like it has a little bit of warmth in there. It has wood, it has amber. And in the base, there's a wild berry note, and it's like, it's just lightly there. It's like this sugary, addictive wild berry undertone. And this amplifies it, okay? We have notes of fresh berries, whipped sugar, fluffy vanilla. Yes, please. So if you are wanting more of a gourmand experience, boom. More addictive, boom. More sugary, boom. And same thing, compliments galore. I swear, listen, I get compliments on my fragrances, but I feel like when you layer with a scented body cream, it just brings it to the next level because you're just radiating that scent even more. And like I said, these scents stick around on your skin. It just works wonders for your scent bubble, truly. And then the last one I'll mention for today, the only thing I don't like about Bath & Body Works is that like their scents just, they cycle through them, you know what I mean? They're available for a little bit and they, pull them back. And then maybe you'll get them back next season or maybe you won't see them again. It's the price we pay. This one. Okay. This is a summer scent must have. Midnight Swim. Fragrance notes, blue waters, beach. They're really screwing with us, aren't they? Blue waters. I do indeed know how water smells. Not only that, I can detect the difference between dark blue and light blue. An aquamarine, throw a little green in there. I can tell you the difference. They're wild. Anyway, oh my gosh, beach flower. That narrows it down. And fresh coastal air. There we go again. Well, to be fair, the air by the coast does have a smell, so I'll give them that. If you enjoy the same kind of fresh, beachy, watery, like coconut water, chic scents that I do, you will love this. You just will. If you enjoy Girl on Coconut Fizz, Skylar Salt Air, Floral Street Arizona Bloom, the 7 Virtues Coconut Sun. By the way, yes, I will be talking about that one. Sneak peek, I love it. I will feature it at some point and give you my full review. But this scent right here, match made in heaven. This is the base you need for those. So I'm holding up Salt Air as an example. But yes, if you want to smell like all those things, chic, fresh, clean, like this sea breeze scent, like coconut water, chilled, it's cooling, some fresh florals sprinkled in the mix, musk, like this is that. This is that. So keep your eyes peeled. If it's not available on the website right now, keep your eyes peeled for when the warmer weather rolls around. I hope that gives you some inspiration, some ideas. I hope it was informative, helpful, and let us know down in the comments what are some of your favorite go-to layering combos so we can just get the suggestions rolling, like we can help the people out collectively. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't already. If you want to see me in any more videos, I'd appreciate it so much. I hope you guys are having an amazing day, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!